welcome back. Welcome back. So I'm going to continue with the Gnostic teachings. This is going to be some material from the third book of Eo, from the untitled portion, and this part is going to encompass things like the 12 fatherhoods and deal a bit with the deeps and with the aspects of Sethius. But all of this will make a lot more sense as I go through the material. So, first we're going to go over the different deeps. And of course this video can also be used in the same way as you would a guided meditation. So the first deep is the all source from which all else springs up. The second deep is the all wise. The third deep is all mystery, all of the unseen. The fourth deep is all gnosis, so all of the things that are known. The fifth deep is all chaste. The sixth deep is silence. Silence is something that is both heard and not heard simultaneously. The seventh deep is the insubstantial door through which all substance takes shape. The eighth deep is the forefather. The ninth deep is the All-Father. The 10th deep is all-powerful. All-powerful. The 11th deep is the first invisible one, the very origin, before things were even visible. And the 12th deep is the truth from which comes all truth. So that is the mirror of all, the mother of eons, and the unknowable monad. So there are 4 gates, and each one of these gates has a monad within it, so there are also 4 monads. Each gate also has 6 helpers, so that makes 24 helpers in all. There are 24 myriad powers to each one of these gates. There are 9 enneads to each gate. Each gate has 10 decads. Each gate has 12 dodecads. And each gate has 5 pentads. So each gate has 9 enneads, 10 decads, 12 dodecads, and 5 pentads. Each gate has an overseer with 3 aspects. The unbegotten aspect, which looks to outer eons. The true aspect, which looks inward to the Sethius. And the unutterable aspect, which looks to height and sonship of each monad. Now the unutterable aspect looks toward the holiest of the holies, Aphrodon, which has 12 beneficent ones. The Forefather. There's Adam, who contains 365 eons. And the Perfect Mind. And these all surround the rule, which is within immortality. So the Infinite One, the head of the sanctuary, the unutterable aspect, as I mentioned, looks toward the holiest of the holies, which is the Infinite One. The Infinite One is, first of all, opened to the place of the deep. Second of all, opened to the place of the overseer, also called the child. And the deep there is called the light, or the light giver. This is the only begotten one concealed within. Indivisible and invisible, all-powerful, and Aphrodon Pexos. So now we can move on to the Deep of Sethius, which has 12 fatherhoods surrounding it. The first is the Indivisible One, and this one is infinite, invisible, and unutterable. The second is the Incomprehensible, unmoved, and undefiled. The third is the Unknowable, imperishable, and Aphrodon. The fourth is the Silence, the Source, and the Unassailable. The fifth is the Still, the All-Powerful, and the Unbegotten. The sixth is the All-Father, the Self-Father, and the Progenitor. The seventh is the All-Mystery, the All-Wise, and the All-Source. The eighth is the Light, the Rest, and the Resurrection. The ninth is the Covered, the First Visible, and the Self-Begotten. The 10th is the Thrice Male, the Adamus, and the Pure. The 11th is the Triple Powered, the Perfect, and the Light Spark or Spinther. And the 12th is the Truth, the Forethought, and the Thought. And then we move on to the Mother City. So there are 12 monads making a crown. And each of these 12 monads contains another 12 monads. There are 10 decads surrounding the shoulders. There are 9 enneads surrounding the belly. And there are 7 heptameds surrounding the feet. And of each of those 7 heptameds has another 7 heptameds attached. There is a veil that surrounds all of this, like a tower. There are 12 gates with 12 myriad powers each, which are called angels or archangels. There are also the Watchers, Watchers. The names of 3 of them, these are not the only Watchers, but there are 3 of them that are named Gamaliel, Strempsuchos, and Agramus. And they become helpers to those who believed in the light spark. So next we're going to talk about the place of the indivisible one, which of course is part of the first fatherhood. There are 12 springs and 12 fatherhoods surrounding this place, and each one of the springs and each one of the fatherhoods line up with each other. Outside of this are 3 other enneads, each one making 9 enneads. And within each is a rule to which 3 fatherhoods are gathered. The first has a rule, and then is also infinite, unutterable, and incomprehensible. The second has its own rule, and then is invisible, unbegotten, and unmoved. The third, then, is still, unknowable, and triple powered. So the ennead goes into the monad, which then goes into the imperishable place. And then the monad and the imperishable place form the source. The triple powered has myriads upon myriads, which receive crowns upon their heads from that triple powered. So between the ennead and the monad is the immeasurable deep. There are 12 fatherhoods above, and there are 30 powers surrounding each. So now we're going to talk about the 12 fatherhoods. The first one is infinite, and it has 30 infinite powers. The second is invisible, and encompasses the 30 invisible ones. The third is incomprehensible, and there are 30 incomprehensible ones. The fourth is invisible, and there are 30 invisible powers. The fifth is all-powered, and there are 30 all-powered ones. The sixth is all-wise, and there are 30 all-wise ones. All-wise ones, all-wise ones. The seventh is the unknowable, and there are 30 unknowable powers. The eighth is the still, and there are 30 still powers. The ninth is the unbegotten, and there are 30 unbegotten powers. The 10th is the unmoved, and there are 30 unmoved powers. The 11th is the all-mystery, and there are 30 all-mystery powers. And then the 12th is the triple-powered, and there are 30 triple powers. And then there are 5 powers of the immeasurable deep, and those are love, from whence all love comes. There is hope, through which the only begotten Son of God was hoped in. There is faith, through which the mysteries of the ineffable have been believed. The fourth is gnosis, through which the first Father has been known. Because of he they exist, through whom has been known the mystery of silence, which speaks in all things and is hidden. This also encompasses the first monad, whose sake the all became insubstantial. And there are 365 substances in a crown like the head of hair of a man, upon the mystery. And the holy pleroma are the footstools beneath his feet. And then the fifth power of the immeasurable deep is peace, and it is given to all those within and without, and within it all was created. The year is divided by the 365 fatherhoods of the immeasurable deep surrounding the holy pleroma from without, upon which the triple-powered one branches like a tree. And Musanios is over all of this. And then Aphrodon is there with his 12 beneficent ones. A rule is in their midst, which brings in blessings, songs of praise, supplications, prayers of the mother of all things, and the mother of the all manifesting, given form through the 12 beneficent ones, sent forth to the pleroma of Sethias. Things remembered in the outer eon, in which is the matter, and the deep from which the triple-powered one received glory until he reached the indivisible one, and that's where he received the grace of the unknowable one, and received sonship of such greatness, the pleroma was unable to bear the weight, because there was such an abundance of light shining from within. So, not necessarily weight. It was too bright. There is an enveloping power, which is another power. And the first of which is Protea, or Pandia, and that is what exists in all things. There is Pangenia, that which has begotten all things. There is Doxogenia, and that is the begetter of glory. There is Doxophania, which is the revealer of all glory. Doxocratia, which rules over the glory. Arsenogenia, which is the begetter of males. Loia, which is God is with us, and then Eol, which is God forever. Sophania is what commanded the powers to manifest, also known as the revelation. The revelation is the interpretation of Phania. And the angel revealed with them, the angel is called Doxogenes, which is the begetter of glory, and Doxophanes, which is the revealer of glory, one of the glories surrounding the great power. And also, that is called Doxocrator, which is at his manifestation he ruled over great glories. These powers are given to the forefather and placed in the eon of the mother. So the mother gave to her firstborn son the authority of sonship, the hosts of the angels and the archangels, 12 powers to serve him, and the garment in which to accomplish all things. So then there are also a number of bodies. There is fire, water, air, and earth. There is the wind, the angels, the archangels, and the powers. And then there's the mighty ones, the gods and the lords. And those are all the bodies. And those were all given to the firstborn son, so none may hinder him from the heights or from the abysses.